Good morning to an early morning, 1st of July. I'm going to do the Sandstone Trail over the weekend. It's about a 55-kilometre route through Cheshire. Meant to be a pleasant walk, and it goes from Frodsham to here, Whitchurch. Now I've just parked my car up in Whitchurch. I'm now about to get the train to Frodsham. It takes a couple of hours to get there, and then we'll walk 55 kilometres down to Whitchurch. Should be a 2-day walk really, but I'm doing it in 2 and a bit, managing this dodgy knee I've got. Anyway, I'll see you at Frodsham.
Customers on the station for stations Cardiff Central are advised to proceed to platform number 12, the next train.
Well, after was on public transport, a bus that was meant to be a train, then another 2 trains, and I just made one connection. Literally, the train was in one of the stations and the one I was getting to here was already waiting, so I had to do a quick sprint. I'm now in Frodsham. I'm going to find my way to the start point. I've had 2 weeks at work in glorious weather. Looks like it's going to be a waterproof day sometime during the day, if not very soon. Let's get to the start point. So we'll pick up the signs outside Frodsham, and that's what we're following on this trail. So we're on Overton Hill now, overlooking Frodsham and the northwest. You've got Runcorn Bridge over there. There's one there, the new one and the old one. You've got the estuary, and running down there you've got the M56. So even though it's urbanised, it's still lovely. And you've got this lovely memorial on top as well. But we're waterproofed up, well, jacket anyway. Alright, let's get going. Overton Hill really is a pretty spot in the urbanised northwest. Hence the name, Sandstone Trail. Walk along these lovely sandstone cliffs through this wood. Super crisscrossed. Really is crisscrossed with paths, but it's been super signposted. Look at these, I love scrambling up and down them as a kid. Very pleasant. That's where we're heading for. First big point of interest, Delamere Forest. So that's where we're wandering to now. Look at this wonderful gorge. Twisted up trees. Very nice. We're now moving around Woodhouse Hill, away from the M56, so that's fading in the distance. I'm not really a history buff. I'm a World War II upwards, I think, history. I do like medieval times though as well, but on this route as well, we go past a couple of castles, but there are loads of forts as well, ruins or locations of. We've just been going along that ridge line there with the unfenced cliffs for a couple of K leaving Frodsham. There's meant to be a fort up there somewhere for history buffs. Obviously a good defensive position. And then we're looking along the Cheshire plains now as well. So it's super pleasant, pretty easy going as well. So we'll just keep plodding forward. And getting through that. Still heading for Delamere Forest. Last couple of kilometres have been, well, this isn't too bad. Obviously people don't walk this path that often. Could have been super just overgrown. I want to take my waterproof jacket off, but I'm not going to go short sleeved in this. I'll get stung to death. I mean, this isn't too bad. It was pretty bad back there, but we'll just keep moving along. So there's a place here, about 4 miles short of the forest, Delamere Forest or Delaware Forest, whatever it's called, but I think it's cash only. But I'm going to take 5 on the benches anyway and get my waterproof jacket off. What I am chuffed about, because I had all this hot weather, I bought myself some 3/4 length hiking trousers. I was going to break them out if it was sun shining, but I'm glad I didn't because of all them you know, the cobble or the nettles and everything. I would have been cut to ribbons, but I'm going to take 5 here now. Shame it's cash only. Should have thought and brought some cash. Not a problem. I'll just have a quick drink of water, then we'll crack on. So that's it. I'm just leaving that place now. What's it called? Stonehouse Farm. There's loads of snacks. Cash only. And what does it say there? Next stop approximately 4 miles, Delamere. Well, that's where I was heading for anyway, the visitor centre. And Delamere Forest. I was going to come off, the trail goes through the forest. I was going to come off slightly because there's loads of track through it anyway, and go and have a stop off in a couple of miles at the visitor centre. Should pick up the trail again very shortly and get off this road. That's us just breaking to Delamere Forest now. We're on this at the moment, but the area does come super crisscrossed with tracks, and the visitor centre's on the far side. So I'm just going to pick a route to the visitor centre, then we'll take a break. Because what we on? It's about 9.3 kilometres to here. I'm trying to do 34 kilometres today, 20 mile. I'm not wild camping, I'm not sure if I've mentioned that. Pub camping, staying in pub beer gardens. There are wild camping spots along here, but because I don't know it, and it's very popular, and there's loads of different routes that intersect, like different trails, I just thought I'd do that. And tomorrow's a much shorter day, so it's a bit of a plod today, but we'll keep going. But we're in the forest now. As I said, the whole wood, it's a massive wood, super crisscross with tracks everywhere. So I'm just going to make my way. Sandstone Way is continuing this way, but it actually doesn't go to the visitor centre. So I'm going to come off it slightly, go to the visitor centre, and hopefully they take cards, and then come back on ourselves. We'll keep going, but it's a beautiful wood. Hopefully not too far from the visitor centre now. Super busy Delamere Forest, and why not? Really accessible tracks, loads of little animals dotted around, kids to go and do little walks and find them, so really good. I'm going to stop off here for a bit, have a brew and everything. But when we get there, it just seems to be never ending, but we'll get there and then we'll have a stop off. But it's a pleasant walk through here, even though it is busy. Now leaving the visitor centre, it was absolutely rammed. Didn't have much to eat really. Couldn't be bothered with a queue. Bag of crisps, some cake and a cup of coffee. But it absolutely hammered down while I was in there. And the forecast says we've got rain now for a couple of hours, on and off showers. So I'm fully waterproofed up. Of course it stopped raining. Just following this way from the visitor centre now. We'll pick up Sandstone Trail again. But it was absolutely hammered in there. Everyone out walking, so we can't really, I don't mind. It was a bit too busy for me, dogs barking and everything. Last week I was at work, melting, and I planned this. And of course when I come out, standard, absolutely hammering down. Anyway, we'll keep the waterproofs on for the next hour or two, because that's what the forecast said. And then we'll just keep going. All right then, let's crack on with the walk. Wind's really picked up now. We're just cutting along this track, you can see behind me. To our left we've got Hanging Stone, where them pardons are Hanging Stone Hill. We're just walking along here, but it's super breezy, which ain't too bad because it's blowing the clouds over pretty quickly. Oh, last week was beautiful. This is what it is. It's just nice to be out. Okay then, let's crack on. That's where we're heading for next, Beeston. I'm glad to be out of the forest for a bit. Been in the forest quite a lot today. I like forest tracks. Nice to be in the fresh air. Anyway, let's find the next finger point. Not to use the map really at all. It really is well signposted, really is. Every turn, possible place you need a signpost or a little finger point, it's there. Let's get going anyway. I'm just trying to look for the next one. Anyway, it might be down there. I think that up there, some way away, is Beeston Castle. And then I think we go up to there and then we follow the low ground around and over, I think. Anyway, so it's 2:30. I just had that sign a couple hundred metres back there. It's 18 kilometres. I've actually done 20, faffing about and also going to the visitor centre and that, so we're still going to get a push on to get where we need to be. We've got a bit of a view for once. Then we're back in the flats, or the plains of Cheshire. Now at Wharton's Lock, you got Beeston Castle on the high ground just up there, or the ruins of, and we'll have a sit down on this bench. The last 10-11 kilometres really since leaving Delamere Wood, it's just been walking along fields, sides of fields or through fields like them people there. So not pretty exciting stuff to look at. That's why I'm going to take 20 at this lock now. Alright then, cheers. So you've got the ruins of Beeston Castle, Beeston Castle. There is a tourist centre there. I think it's National Trust, and there's a cafe and everything. But I think you've actually got to pay to go into the place. So we're going to just push past. I think we're going round to the left. And then we're heading for Peckforton Hills. That's the highest point in the walk. And at the end of Peckforton Hills, you've got Buckley Hill, where I'm going to be coming off. He says, hopefully. We've had a nice little stop there. So it hasn't been too exciting, this walk, but it's a good walk to start if you're starting, or you're like me, you're doing a bit of rehab on an injury, because it hasn't been that difficult. But if you know, for an established walk, it's not dynamic views, let's say. You're not high up, and you know, but it's a nice walk. You're out in the countryside and you're out, so you can't complain really, can you? Anyway, let's keep going. Obviously just past the castle, which is just behind me. You've got a cafe which is closed at the moment, and must shut at 5 o'clock. So you can just stop off here as well. Sandstone Trail. That's where we've just been looking at the castle door. Cafe's closed though. But again, a nice place to have a sit down. Let's continue. Before I show you the menu. No toilets here, there in the castle himself. I've just come in because I've hoped we might have a little outside tap. Sometimes you do for dogs and stuff. But a nice place to sit and chill. got a bit of water left. That'll get me to the pub where I'm camping at. That's a couple of K away yet. So once we're passing the castle now, and obviously on the right these are the walls of the grounds, I will believe. Then we'll be heading to Peckful Hood. Well, I'll tell you later, I'll remind you of the hills. And then we drop to Buckley Hill, and then hopefully into the area where I'll be camping tonight. And up there you got Peckforton Castle Hotel. We're not going up there, we're crossing this field, then we're kind of following it round that way. And Peckforton Hill, or Peckford Hill, is that way somewhere. Nice hotel there though, isn't it? Getting a bit misty and humid. Off onto Peckforton Hills. Yet another wooded track for the day. You would have some wonderful views looking down towards Wales, but with this walk I think everywhere's just like overgrown. What we on? Coming up to 32k, nearly there. We're nearly there, a couple of k to go. We'd have some wonderful views in the sunshine. Don't think the camera will pick them up through the hedges, but it's just like everything's overgrown. But we're out walking, that's the main thing. Bulkelly Hill. Now a few people I've seen who've done this on YouTube. You can wow camp in there. And that's on about, well my watch, just under 33 kilometres. But what I'm doing, because if I follow the route, I've got a sharp climb, or sorry, a sharp descent off the hill to where the pub is, hopefully, where I can get, well, when I'm booked in my tent, I'm monging it. So I'm going to go this way, which I'm hoping is a steadier descent and helps me manage this knee. But that doesn't fill me full of joy. But we'll go this way because I'm hoping it will level out in a bit. Alright then, let's get to the pub. Yeah, good choice. Off that little sharp bit where it's blind, it's super gradual. This will drop me onto a road, a little minor road. I'll follow that for a couple hundred metres and I should come to the pub, which is also a campsite. As I said, a lot of people have seen, not many videos on this, wild camp in Buckley Hill. Again, it's a bit of a long first day, but there's not many places to wild camp. You can get in if you were there late enough, I suppose, just after Beeston Castle, just after that cafe that was closed. There are some good places around there as well, which makes it a bit of a shorter first day. And I've only got a short day tomorrow. I said most people do this in 2. I was going to do it in 2 and a tiny bit on the 3rd day. But to tell you the truth, it all depends what the weather's like tomorrow. Because I'm booked into another like pub come campsite. But if it's hammering down, obviously I'll just push through, because where I'm staying tomorrow night is only about an hour short of Whitchurch. But I'm about to go to work for 3 weeks, so I want to make the most of being out. But tomorrow's tomorrow. I'm going to continue along here, get to the road, get to the pub, and hopefully have a nice evening. Alright then. Busy road, that's me, what's it called? The Bickerton Poacher pub cum campsite. Well, let's get checked in, let's have a pint. Oh sorry, that's just over just under 35 kilometres to here, so it's a good little walk that. Anyway, it's going to get sorted out now. So leaving the Bickerton Poacher, just in that tree line just up there, that's the Sandstone Trail, not Sandstone Way, which I kept calling it yesterday. It was more of it's a proper campsite, which is cool. I did pre-book it, so it was 15 quid, which is quite reasonable. And of course I ate there as well, which was pretty reasonable as well. So I'm just going to see where I'm going to go now. I'm either just going to follow the main road a couple hundred metres and pick up the route as it crosses the road. That's where I think I'm going to go. And then we're heading towards Bickerton Hill today. That's the first hill we're heading for. But I hate A-road walking. There is a public footpath there, but it doesn't take you the way I want to go. But the Bickerton Poacher, not a bad place to stop off. It changed from wild camping, using showers and everything. Anyway, let's get along this road, which is never great, and then let's get back onto the walk. Another example how overgrown it is. What was noticeable yesterday, and of the videos picked it up, it was quite busy, the trail, and it's a well-worn route. I established, I say, from the start point Frodsham up to Delamere Forest. Loads of people on that. The section then from leaving the forest really up to Buckley Hill, i.e. where the campsite was, at the Bickerton Poacher or Bickerton, that's when you can tell it's not been walked on much. So it's pretty overgrown. So it's just dropped me back onto this little B road now, and then we start heading towards Bickerton Hill. We should pick up the get off the road shortly. Now, even though I've mentioned a few hills on this trail, they're not difficult at all. Not difficult at all. So don't get put off by hills on this walk. It is a very easy, moderate walk, I think, if you're starting off. But Bickerton Hill is basically that wooded feature to our front. We get to the top of that, move along a bit, drop back down, and then we're back into what the guidebook says is the Cheshire Plains, which I think is going to be a bit more yesterday, cutting around the sides of farm fields and stuff. But it's pleasant. Well, I've just got to look now for the finger pointer sign taking us off this little road up to the top of there. Okay then. Do you notice when you're walking and you come across small little churches like this, I would say the majority of them are a small Commonwealth war grave plot. It just makes you think, doesn't it, in these little places. And I think that's us there now, heading up there. Heading towards Bickerton Hill. Nice spot up here on top of Bickerton Hill, nice views. On the map and on that board at the entrance to Bickerton Hill, there's a place called Mad Allen's Hole. I've been looking for it, but as usual it's so overgrown, and there's nothing like signposted to it. There is a YouTube video of a couple doing this walk and they've left coordinates to it. Apparently it's a hole in the ground where, rumour had it, some hermit lived. So I was trying to look for that but couldn't. Just watching these birds here now, wonder what they are, see if I can catch them on the phone. No, I couldn't catch them, they've got off. I don't know about birds. They look like red kites, but I don't know if you get them round here. They were just swooping in as a pair around there. Obviously looking for something to eat. Anyway, say goodbye to Kitty and we'll continue this way. The route then takes you through Manor House Stables, or just the side of it, owned by Michael Owen, Liverpool football player, and many other clubs. Hello. You guys definitely look like athletes. Are you having a munch? Bring back memories to shoot on the drive, so you have to do all the laps right on the drive. Yeah! final stretch then drops you onto Llangollen Canal. I've just been to the Willymore Tavern, and I think I showed you the opening times there. Willymore Lock Tavern, there it is. Load of barges coming along. We just seen one, oh, get my sticks ready, out the way. One going through the lock there. Now we're on this for a couple of K, this is it now really. Along here I will get to Grinley Lock. It's the boat that was at the last lock, so they've just done a jump from there to there. I mean, engineering these things, you know, God how old this lock is, but still going. Super engineering. Yeah, anyway, so it's back onto the water to finish off. A great little walk. It's 54 kilometres, you know, so 55 kilometres. Very easy on the ground, very easy to navigate. If you fancy doing it, I'll send you the map. Hope you enjoyed it. This is not the end of the video yet, because I don't know what I'm doing, but it's the end of I think the walking phase anyway, at least till we get to Grinley Lock. Alright then, see you in a bit. Right, just between that lock now, or that pub, and Grinley Lock, I'll quickly give you my thoughts, because I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing yet, but I'm going to be staying down here, this pub campsite, pub beer garden, or I'm going to scoot home. What do I think of the walk anyway? It's a great walk, 2 days, achievable I'd say for anyone with any level of fitness. There's no great climbing, ground underfoot is easy, so it's been a good test for my old bad knee, and navigation super easy as well. Yeah, very rarely needs to use the map or the route on the phone, because just the finger pointing just tell where to go. Logistics, I found it easy to sort out. I'm from the northwest anyway, so what I did, I drove to Whitchurch using my Just Parking app, and I paid about £8 to secure my car in the Sainsbury's in Whitchurch. Then I got the train for £22 up to Frodsham. Yeah, it took about an hour and a half, and you had to do 2 changes, but not too bad at all. Start point in Frodsham, and then cracked on with the route, finishing off in Whitchurch. Grinley Brook is just down here now, a couple of kilometres, and that's where I may stay tonight. The only reason is because I'm working for 3 weeks solid, and it could be nice. There's meant to be a garage by down here. If I can get some resupply, some snacks, then I will stay. If I've got to walk into Whitchurch to get snacks then walk back, I might as well just go to my car. But the walk, very easy, very enjoyable. Overgrown in some places, but that's because we're in the middle of summer, and you know, and some of it, I'd say the middle third between fly on my arm, between Delamere Forest and Buckley Hill, in that area, and the pub where I was last night, from that forest to there, I'd say, you know, around the wood, around, a lot of it was around fields and everything, still lovely, but you know, not dramatic. A lot of that was overgrown, so not many people walked that. So a good walk. If anyone fancies doing it and wants the map, just leave me a note in the comments. Quite happy to send it to you. I won't be using it again, but it's a good walk. If you're bored for 2 days and this place is easy to get to, maybe it's worth a leg stretch. About 55k in all. Alright then, I'll decide what I'm going to do when I get to Grinley Lock or Grinley Brook, wherever it is. We're just enjoying the canal, Llangollen Canal. See you in a bit. As usual, names not Grinley Lock, Grinley Brook. So that's where I am. That horse and jockey is where I was going to stay, but Whitchurch, as you've seen from that milestone marker there, is only 4 kilometres away. It all depends if I can get some snacks around the horse and jockey. If I can't get any snacks, then I'll just walk the last 4k. We'll see. Still got that boat from that lot though. It goes literally as fast as you walk. Anyway, we'll go see what the beer gardens are like. And hopefully I can get some snacks. I'd like to have another night in the tent, but we'll see. We'll see. I think that's the horse and jockey over there. We'll have a nose. I wouldn't say it was uneven, but I don't fancy camping next to that. I had hoped that it would be next to the canal. Like, there's 2 other campsites further down, but they're just for caravans. I hope to be camping overlooking the canal. I think I'll push on the final 4k and finish today. It would have been lovely to sit out by the canal having a few pints, but not next to the main road. Pity, but it is what it is. So I'm going to have a can of Coke, have 5 minutes, and then we'll finish off. Grinley Brook, I think, has got one round there, 2, 3 locks. Nah, I'm not going to camp next to the main road. There are 2 camping places down here, and on the map it does have the caravan and a picture of a tent, but they're all just for caravans, and they are on the canal bank, and that's what I was hoping for, to pitch up and watch the barges go by, not sit in the tent next to a main road. I might as well pitch up in my garden. But we've got about 4k's to go till we finish. Another place to eat, still in the area of Grinley Brook locks. I think this is the top lock, according to that staircase thing. So what they do resemble a set of staircases, don't they? Anyway, let's keep pushing on. That's one of the places I looked at, Grinley Brook Wharf. But you see it's caravans and camper vans. I think there's another one down here on the right as well, but no problems. Even if you're coming into Whitchurch, we've still got the customary signs, so not far from the end now. I'll bring you back when we get there. Well, that's me. I can't find the end point, I can't find a plaque or anything, so I'm going for the church in the centre of Whitchurch as my finish point. Right, I'm going to hop off onto the car now, find the car, set off. I hope you enjoyed the journey. It's a good walk. Again, if anyone wants a map, just let me know and I'll post it to you. Alright, take care everyone.